started. I counted down. Where are you?
Oh. Hello, world, and welcome to We the People, an American pod show. Tonight, we have Lisa here. Lisa, I'm telling you, she is an awesome person. She currently works where?
Fred Meyers.
And she's a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you guys, the energy that Lisa brings to work with her on a regular is incredibly helpful to the community as a whole. It's, how can I explain it? It's just awesome. Like, you're awesome, Lisa.
He bought a shirt from me.
You're an awesome person. So
Thanks.
How long have you been working at Fred Meyers?
Ooh, about 9 years now. Yeah, about 9 years. Yeah, my husband and I, he started a couple months before then. I did, and then I worked at the Gresham one because we lived in Gresham.
Okay.
And then we transferred over to the Walker Road one and Beaverton. Yeah. So, yep.
So how long you been at the one in Beaverton?
8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
So pretty, oh, not the whole time.
No, it's just for a year. Well, I was in Gresham for a full year, almost a half a year actually, and then I transferred because I didn't feel safe anymore.
Right.
Because it was like a 2.5 hour max ride, like there and back. I finished a book. It was like, yeah, like every day on the ride there, I would like read The Lovely Bones. Didn't like it, but I mean, I was just reading it just to finish it. It was pretty much painful, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I really like the commute, but it's just I was so tired and so just so it's just easier to find a place. And my husband was also working at the Walker Road one,
okay,
so
gotcha.
it's just now I'm USCAN trained, and he's just got trained for PIC, which is kind of like a lower management.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm super proud of him.
Right.
Yeah.
I would be too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, good job.
Yeah,
job.
he used to be a parcel, and now he's like on a lower management. So I'm like super proud.
Right.
So
have you been cashier the whole time you've been there?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. So what is it that, like, I mean, when you come, you bring this super warm, inviting, you're conversating with the guests that are coming. I think that I speak correctly when I say that to you they are guests and not just customers, because I feel like you get to know your people that come through your line, right?
Well, I actually typically was a shy person until like I was forced into going to Job Corps, and but it's just I used to be really super shy. I was the wallflower in a party. I was more of and now I'm just like I'm pretty much like bust into a room and like, all right, hey everybody, how are you doing today? Like it just I don't know, just something clicked, and I just kind of like. I like listening to people and helping people out, and it's just generally who I am. Like if somebody has a question, or I even one time, this customer was really upset because they were getting a divorce, so I just listened. I just sat there and just listened to them talk and like just vented, and I was like, "Are you okay now?" And they're like, "Yeah, actually, I was like, I like to think of myself as a bartender, but a cashier." So. But pretty much we see the horrible things. I've seen babies screaming, and I just started like making stupid baby faces at them, and they just started hilariously laughing at me. And I called one little guy a coconut, and now anytime he comes in, I'm like, "What's up, little coconut?" And he just thinks it's the funniest thing. And his mom, that's how he gets him to calm down, just calls him a coconut, and he just starts busting out laughing. He just thinks the word coconut is hilarious.
Right.
So.
And it's kind of hard, like, to get that energy and get that kind of feel.
It takes a long time. It really does.
Yeah. So it wasn't that way when you first started?
No, I was super mousy. I was like, oh, now I'm just like, oh, that's over there, and the bathrooms are down the hall, and straight down Mordor. Say hi to Frodo for me, because it's such a long hallway.
Right.
So everybody just thinks it's really funny. I'm just like, it's straight down to Mordor. Just say hi to Frodo and Sam. They'll show you the way, and they're just like, really. I was like, yeah, just watch out for the one ring. So. But yeah, so.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I would rather be like who I am. It took me a very long time to figure out who I wanted to be. Yes, I'm a chubby gal, and sometimes I get made fun of, but you know what? I made somebody laugh. So that's all that matters to me.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Stay
at least I made
positive.
somebody laugh. So.
Right. And that keeps you happy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're like, yeah, whatevs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I don't look good in this T-shirt. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because it's clear to me, being a guest of Fred Meyers, coming in and buying stuff. I mean, I've seen it. I feel like we've been knowing each other a while. We just didn't realize it. Because it's like, I think our first time. Let's see, we went to Georgia for a little while, and so.
Yeah, weren't you buying suitcases or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you were buying suitcases. I remember.
Interesting.
Yeah, it had a sensor tag on it, and you're like, "How do I get this off?" And I was like, "I shall perform magic upon it." So I just like clunk.
Right. So I mean, and that's like gotta be 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I recalled when we came back, and like I seen you there at the checks. I think even like we were like, "Oh, hey, you." We recall you. You know, like it was memory, and I don't know if we remembered your name at that point, but it was like, I remember you.
I have one of those faces.
You're right. So 8 years. And is it 8 or 9 years?
9.
9 years total.
9
years
at Walker Road now.
Okay. So something interesting kind of happened during that time, right? That has kind of led to you starting your own business?
I got Hadoukened in the face by a homeless guy.
You got what?
Hadoukened in the face. Yeah, Hadouken. What happened was, I'm a gamer, so what happened was on April 1st, it happened on literally Easter and April Fool's Day. I was helping a lady out with a gift card, and I had my back turned, and all of a sudden, lights out. I couldn't see anything. All I could hear was screaming. I was like, what in the world is going on? I didn't feel anything. I didn't see anything. When I regained consciousness, I actually lost consciousness. I didn't fall. I just kind of like, boop. And since I'm so steady and sturdy, I just kind of like, I'm like, what happened? Well, what happened was this gentleman came out of nowhere. He had gotten in an argument over at the 7-Eleven, gotten in an argument with somebody, and he was so heated and he was so high on crystal meth. He just came into the store and needed to punch somebody, and I just happened to be in his way.
Whoa.
Yep.
So
he actually left a permanent. It's a small dent. What he had done is broke. I think it's called the zygomatic archway. It's pretty much your cheekbones.
Okay.
I have really low cheekbones. If I had high cheekbones like with you, I would have lost my left eye. So yeah, no joke. Yep.
Yeah.
I would have had a pirate patch.
So, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty heavy stuff.
It really is. I was supposed to have surgery, and they didn't do it proper. They waited too long, and the bone healed. Okay. I also have a jaw disorder called TMD. My jaw dislocates.
Okay.
And so they assumed the bone was preventing me from opening and closing. Well, it turns out it was just the inflammation from the muscle that I got hurt, and it took about almost a month for it to go down. So yeah.
So you're swollen.
Yeah, I was super.
Swollen.
I actually had, it literally looked like a big dimple in my face. Like my husband has pictures and everything. It literally just big poof, and it looks like somebody just went blonk like that.
So guy punches you. Mm-hmm. You're knocked out.
Yep.
You come to.
Yep.
And you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I was like, what happened? He had hit me so hard that my glasses at the time got knocked to the other side of the check stand. Yeah, he knocked me the F out, son. Like it was, I was like, but yeah, no, it was pretty bad. Yeah. So they rushed me. So they had me sit down, and a bunch of customers were like tackling him. I actually still see the customers that help me out occasionally. They're like, "Oh, blah blah blah, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, my face real hurts." Da, 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 da. But no, I'm pretty good. But no, he was sick. He was on crystal meth. He had a bunch of other charges. Like, I think I was his 13th chance. I was his 13th chance. He had done a whole bunch of his family wanted me to have him go to a mental facility, but I was like, I'm really sorry, but I was his 13th chance. I'm not gonna, no.
Right.
He needs to go to prison. So his first year of prison is like here coming up in December. Yep.
So how was that? Like, I mean,
It was scary.
Did it like mess with you or?
I have PTSD still to this day. I can't be around homeless people. It's not their fault. It's just I get super scared. I get very paranoid. I have depression super bad occasionally. Like it just all of a sudden like, and then I'm like I don't know. It's really really hard to cope. Like it just stinks. Like I don't have voices, but you know, like you're just like, why am I doing this? Like just like bringing yourself down. But
so
yeah,
you're at the store.
Mhm.
You're at the check stand.
Yep.
In walks maybe a homely looking individual. You know, whether that be tattered clothes or, you know,
pock marks on their face.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
just, you know,
They went to town on their face with a cheese grater.
Yeah, or something of that nature. How does that make you feel then?
It makes me super nervous, but I just usually look down and I'm like, oh yeah, what do you need? Da, 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 da. I don't ever give them eye contact because if I do, it's like, I know it's silly, but I have a fear of dead insects.
Okay.
I am very serious. I'm
insects?
dead. If they're dead, I'm like, no. But
so if there's a spider crawling on your wall, you're
fine.
like, that's cool.
Yep,
but then if
fine.
it's like actually dead, you're
I will like.
"Ah."
I had one of those cousins to like make me watch Fly Dies.
Okay.
But I even if it's the sound of a fly buzzing itself to death, I will literally just like. Like, yeah, that's me. That's what I do with homeless people.
It's that same kind of
Yeah,
feel.
it's the same feeling. So I try not to make eye contact. And it's really funny, too, how I actually watch a lot of nature documentaries and stuff. I can watch a fly being eaten by a plant or a praying mantis or anything like that. I will watch it die on TV. But if it's right here in front of me, no.
It's too real.
Yeah,
It's too
I can't even go to the bug museum at the zoo.
Interesting.
Nope. No, I found a petrified tarantula at the zoo, and I was pushing my cousin out. I'm like, nope, we gotta get out. Nope, get out. Come on, kids. But I want to see the naked mole rats. I don't care. Get out.
Get out.
Like, you saw those little ferrets. Get out.
You're right.
It's like, nope.
So you kind of had an interesting way of dealing with that PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. It's way cool. This is awesome.
Well, I had a coworker that got really super depressed or yelled at, and so I was trying to dabble. So I collect these things called ball jointed dolls. They're called BJDs, and I was trying to make clothes for them. So I had a ton of felt and stuff like that. Well, I was like, hey, maybe I can make a stuffed animal. So I looked up on Pinterest for this like little Yeti creature, and I drew out the pattern and everything. It did not look like a Yeti. It actually looked nothing like. But it was so darn cute, and everybody loved it. So I started calling them Feltlings and making more, and no. So, but it's just I hand sewed every single one of them. I don't own a sewing machine. Okay. I think hand sewing is more personal. Like it literally takes me 2 to 3 days to make one.
Right.
Because I have to sew the shell. I have to make the costumes by hand. I have to, like, when I first started making them, they didn't even have costumes. They were running around naked.
They're around naked.
Yeah, but
they're very. Let's see. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Can we zoom in?
That's the yarn witch.
I would have to go out there.
No. Zoom. Go in on my camera.
I can't from here. We're not in the other studio.
You can't go to camera 1? Yeah, you got it. Come in. You can't zoom at all?
I cannot zoom unless I
I got
physically
you.
go in there.
I
We're
got
not
you.
in Studio B.
I got you. We're gonna zoom in, folks, so bear with me.
You're getting yelled at.
I was gonna come in. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I didn't want you getting yelled at.
So talk to me about this Feltling.
So it was for Christmas, Halloween, And what it is I just started so what it was is I was trying to make a hat for my cat for Halloween, and she didn't want to wear it. And then I made a feltling around the little hat. And I fell in love with her. I had a ton of like material, and had a ton of like this kind of like material, and I just sewed a little like whole feltling around the hat and fell in love with it, and just decided she literally looks like a little witch that creates everything with yarn.
Does she have a name?
Yeah, the yarn witch.
The yarn witch.
Yeah, the yarn witch.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Keep it simple, right?
Yeah. Well, what I do is when I sell them or give them away as gifts or something, the clause of owning one of my feltlings is you have to take pictures of it doing things in your house. Oh. They're very helpful little creatures. Like, I have one guy that took a picture of it, like helping him with his dishes. I had one guy take a picture of it, like just around his apartment, like helping him make a sandwich in his fridge. It's like, hey, I found this guy making a sandwich. It just, I really want to, like, I don't really like keeping them for very too long because I want them to go to their proper places.
Is there like a Facebook page for them yet?
No, I do a word of mouth, and I should do a Facebook for them, but it's just, usually if somebody wants one, I just find my Facebook and they just request one from me.
So I can see a Facebook page where they've taken all those pictures and putting them on there.
That's what that's what I want, but all I have is like 2 or 3 pictures. So I have 2 coworkers that have one of them has 2 of them, and she takes pictures of them, and her backyard literally looks like a whimsical forest.
Right.
So she has a really nice camera. So I made one named Hobo.
Yeah.
Hobo Mo. So little Hobo, he literally looks like he's got like a little like dorky red hat, and he's like slumped over, and he's got little brown pants, and he just looks like he's just having a great time in his little travels. Right. It's just really fun.
So it's interesting that this like came after that time, right? Mm-hmm. So it ended up being like therapeutic for you, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's interesting.
It's just when you get so depressed, sometimes you're your own worst enemy.
Right.
You're just like, oh, I look fat today, or oh, I don't look good today, or oh, my hair does not look good. But when I make these little guys, they're constantly like, this guy's so cute. Look at it, honey. And he's like, yep, it's cute. But because I just kind of shove them in my husband's face. Right. But like the twins here, the Siamese twins took me almost a month and a half because they were a pain, like a little hat. And they actually...
they're naked.
Yes, they are. Without their clothes, I actually had to flip them inside out, sew them, restart. Like, I had to restart the whole thing because I didn't like the way that their faces were.
Right.
So I actually had to restart their faces, and I had to build a costume around it. So, there we go. There we go. Boop. But yeah, so their little arms stick out. Their arms are actually attached to their outfit. And then I made a separate hat for this one because she's fancy. She's fancier than her little sister. So, there you go.
So eventually you're going to have these like in a box, right?
Yeah. I'm going to, I have a friend of mine who's trying to find me like little boxes. And what I want to do is have them like, sitting in like dried flowers or something. When you open them up, they're going to smell like potpourri. Oh. That's what I would really like.
There you go.
And then have a note explaining what their personalities are. Like this one likes to eat candy, and this one likes to, like, she's a vegetarian. So they're always fighting over the same stomach. So they're constantly arguing over, like, I would like to read a romance novel, or I would like to read like an adventure book. So
the tension between them.
Exactly. They're constantly yelling at each other. And then the yarn witch, she's a crafty creature. She likes to go around like trying to make things out of just inanimate objects, like a broom, or like she's like, ooh, I wonder what I can make that. And you got like a hole out of your bed sheet. She's just like, look, I made you a sign. And just like, thank you, honey.
All her pictures will be like,
like
terrorizing.
Just like little tiny scissors everywhere.
Yeah, like she's up to no good.
Yeah. So the scissors I use for them are actually, no joke, there's a little cartoon that I absolutely love called Over the Garden Wall.
Okay.
And one of the characters, she actually has crane scissors. And I actually looked it up, and Joann sells these crane scissors, and I got them for half off. Typically, usually they're $30, but there was a coupon.
Right.
So I was like, I need these scissors, and they're this big. They're very tiny.
And so you snip all these with those little.
Yep. Every single one of them.
Like all the little fabric, like the ruffles.
Yeah, the ruffles. They're actually pre-ruffled, so everything
Okay.
is pre-done. Like this is actually pre-done. I just cut it out and sew it onto their clothes.
Okay.
So the Yarn Witch here, this is actually just like it's one big piece.
Right.
So I had a whole bunch of them, and I thought it would be really cute to create something around it.
It is. They're pretty cool.
Thank you. But I feel really bad because I mean I have to sell them because they're so. It takes me like so long to like. I would love to give them out for free, but it's just their material is not cheap.
Right.
Like you would think felt is cheap. Nope, not the felt that they're made out of. The felt that they're made out of is super thick. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's not like your normal like kindergarten felt. This is more like professionally grade felt.
I look forward to seeing it when it's like in its like finished state. Mm-hmm. You know. So then so how long have you been building them then?
A half a year.
Half a year.
Yeah, about a half a year now.
Okay. And this is helping
Yeah.
therapeutically, right?
It's so much fun. It's fun to see what I can make out of them. Like I'm like, hey, they're so cute. I'm like, okay, let's see, because it takes me a minute. I'll have to look at it. Like I had one that it took me about 2.5 weeks to, because I was just like, I don't know what to do with you. I'm just gonna put you at the side, and then all of a sudden like, Eureka! And I made a costume for it, and it looked really great, and it was super cute.
Maybe in the future we'll be saying Feltlings coming to a Fred Meyer near you.
I hope so.
Right.
Like the material all three of them are made out of, I bought from Hawaii. We went on vacation.
Okay.
So yeah, these guys are actually made from material from Hawaii.
The actual cloth.
The cloth.
Clearly, it's a different cloth under there, right?
Yeah. This one's
Isn't that,
like
pennies or something.
yeah. No, those are actually dragon scales. Like
Oh.
yeah, those are actually supposed to be dragon scales. It's a big, huge material that looks just like dragon scale.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. They do look kind of like a penny, though.
Yeah. It's really. I mean, they're really cool.
Thank you.
I mean, it's very creative. I like how it's like textured. It's not just straightforward, like, you know. And then the idea of it, you know, maybe having like a smell, and then also having a story behind it. That's way cool.
Yeah.
You know.
What it is they're not for kids. They're actually for like maybe older kids, like 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you were a little kid, you would destroy these things.
Right.
And it's just they're more for like older kids and adults. Like you ever wanted to like you thought something was so cute, like you're just like, aw, like a baby panda sneezing or something. Well, how I like to have these is like, take them on a travel, like have them travel with you or something. Have them in your luggage. Have them like you're going out to dinner, like, look who came to dinner, and like snuck in your purse or something.
Right.
That's
like
how
an
I like to
adventure.
see them. They're like, boop. Like, I like having them. They're supposed to be little spirits that want to stay on this plane of existence. And they created their bodies with the things that was around them. So like the twins, they were, of course, twins. And so they made a body that were stuck together.
It's interesting that they ended up being twins.
Yep, they were Siamese twins. Well, I mean, you got one and the other one, they were always constantly arguing and they got stuck together.
Hey, I got to do something. Camera 2, are you aware that the timer is not ticking?
My bad.
So with that, can we do a slight adjustment and let me know where we're at?
Yeah, hang on. There you go.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. So, okay. So this is a big game plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that you're gonna put these in boxes, and they're gonna have names.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one more time.
The Yarn Witch.
The Yarn Witch.
Cindy and Sandy.
Cindy and Sandy. So question: is the Yarn Witch? Because you make each individual one, right?
No, they're all completely different.
Correct.
Yeah,
you
they're
already
all
knew where I was going. Yeah.
They're all completely different. I can make another Siamese twins, but they're going to be different looking.
Right.
Every single one of them is completely handmade. They're not done by a machine. They're done by cutting. I can't make another one. I can't replicate them.
Gotcha.
That's the thing.
So each will be an individual piece, which is pretty cool. If you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling me to get a sewing machine, but it's more therapeutic to actually hand sew them. I learned sewing when I was in Job Corps. I had a
Were they teaching it, or
no,
was it just
actually,
random?
it was just I had a shirt that actually ripped, so I had they were like a dorm mother kind of thing. They
Which
would always.
Job Corps?
I went to two different ones. I went to Timberlake, which is the one I learned how to sew, and then I went to San Francisco, which is Treasure Island, for advanced training.
Okay.
Yep. My first job there, my first job ever, besides pumping concrete with my dad, was I was a magician's assistant.
What?
Yep. Technically, I was a cashier, but I worked for a company called Houdini's that sold magic stuff.
So did you sell the magic stuff?
I did. I was a cashier technically, but I would be on the floor. That's actually how I learned my sales
Why'd they call you
pitch.
the magician's
Assistant, because it was catchier.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was there anybody actually walking around the store doing magic?
We also had a fortune teller too.
So do you know magic?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
Not at all.
No, not. It was I was pre-bought stuff, and yeah, it just no. I tried, but I was I couldn't do sleight of a hand. I couldn't. That's why they had to let me go because I knew nothing. Yeah, they were just I'm really sorry, and I was boo.
Were you the fortune teller? Could you do?
No, no. She was a legit fortune teller. She was literally every Halloween. So when Houdini actually passed away in real life, his widow would have seances every Halloween, every single Halloween.
Houdini?
The actual Houdini.
Okay.
He absolutely hated scammers that would prey upon people but for some reason his wife I think was really super mourning him, so she wanted to call upon him every Halloween. She would have a seance. Well, since we worked for Houdini's, the fortune teller lady would actually do seances for every Halloween, just like his widow used to. Mm-hmm. Yep. She got nobody called, but I just thought it was really cool.
Nobody showed up?
No. Well, I wasn't working at that time. I had to come in at 3 in the afternoon. She usually did it super early around when all the tourists were around.
Oh, okay. So she would do it for the whole store.
Yeah.
And this is San Francisco. See, that makes sense. San Francisco, I could see this.
Yeah.
Do they? Is Houdini's a franchise?
Yeah. As far as I remember, while I was working there was one in San Francisco, one in a Disneyland. I think it was Disney World, and one in Vegas.
So what were some of the magic tricks that Houdini did?
He did the being underwater in a milk crate or a metal milk thing, and somehow he just magically pop out.
Throw him over?
No. He would just. It was literally just sitting there, and he would just kind of boop underwater. I think it was submerged underwater, or it had water. I think he was submerged underwater, and he just somehow break out. The trick that killed him, unfortunately, was he could tense up really well, and unfortunately, some kid was super eager to punch him because he could control his core. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, some kid got really super excited and went Hadouken, and I think it ruptured one of his organs, and he died from it.
Some kid killed Houdini?
Yeah, some up and coming. I think he was a wrestler or a boxer or something like that. Some sports or something.
What?
Yeah, he was in his 20s. Really young kid.
And Houdini was known
at
that time.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Some kid just ruptured his organ because he got really excited to punch him.
I wonder if the boxer became famous or the fighter.
I don't know. Mind you, this is all what I was told while I was working there. Yeah. But But yeah, no, we had posters of Houdini everywhere. It was really cool. I'm just like, stop staring at me, Houdini. I'm doing my job. But yeah, it was really cool.
It makes me wonder though. I wonder if like the boxer, the fighter, or anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I always wanted to look it up, but I always forgot for some reason.
Anybody on that? Can we have anybody on that?
The gentleman who actually killed Houdini.
Hello?
The man who killed Houdini.
No? I think they're...
We'll find it.
Okay. Appreciate you.
But yeah, it just really... So when I started working for Houdini's, that's when I started, like, I sucked at magic tricks, and plus I was in school.
Right.
So, but I learned really, really, really good recipes. I can make a monkey bread by myself, like all by myself.
Wait, you learned recipes at Houdini's?
No. I was in culinary arts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was a struggling
Okay.
student, so I needed a job. It was required at my advanced training to have a job.
Okay.
And it was great. Like,
so you're going to school in San Francisco, going to school for culinary arts while working at Houdini's.
Yep.
Or...
Yeah, I would
the
have to take
opposite.
the F cart all the way down on every single pier
The
until I hit.
F-cart?
Yeah, an F cart is kind of it was a fisherman's wharf cart. It's kind of like a really, really like bootleg version of the Max, but it
Okay,
was like
gotcha.
super. It was just like a tiny trolley.
Is it the thing that we like see in all the pictures and
Yeah.
videos
Yep.
and everybody takes the shot and they're like jumping off?
It was really funny. One year, a couple months after I got my job, it was Love Day, I think, or something like that, and none of the F carts were working. It was a super hot day. I had to walk every single one of the piers. And I'm dressed up in like a white shirt and a vest, a black vest, and I'm just like absolutely just roasting. I just want to get to my cashier's position because
Right.
we had air conditioning, really nice air conditioning, and this was a tiny shop. I mean, tiny. It was
Okay.
very, like, maybe you can fit maybe like 20, 30 people. It was very itty bitty.
And it's
Gordon Whitehead
Yeah.
was the guy.
is Gordon Whitehead? Does he happen to be like a famous fighter or boxer?
He's a boxer.
Yeah.
But did he like win championships and stuff of that nature?
I don't think so.
Like after that, he just happened to be a boxer that punched Houdini, but then just kind of went away into the
ether.
Yeah, just kind of disappeared. Because what I was wondering is, I mean, that's a lot of publicity. That's a lot of attention that you would have at that moment if you're the guy that punched Houdini in the stomach and he ended up dying. I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
Talk about a lot of people knowing who you are overnight. So, yeah, interesting.
But yeah, anyway, so I had to walk all of the from point A to point B. No joke, there was a lady sitting there in her birthday suit and just sitting there sunning herself, and gravity was not kind to this poor creature. And I'm just standing there. I'm from Oregon. I'm not used to this shenanigans.
Right.
And so me and a bunch of other people are just standing there. I was late for work because of this too. It was really funny. We're all standing there, and she just gets up, puts her trench coat on she was laying on the floor on, and just walks away like no poop given.
Yeah.
I was just like, what happened? And they're like, did you just see this? And they're like, so I get to work, and they're like, why are you late? And I explained to them, and they're like, oh, love day. I was
Love
like,
day.
yeah, they're like, oh, I get it, love day. And I was like, so I'm not crazy. Oh, no, people do that all the time. Why? And they're like,
So how does Love Day work?
I don't know. I was really, it was just I think it was like some festival. They're like, oh, I loves you. Oh, I loves you. I was just like, get away from me, hippie. I gotta go to work. It's like, it's great that you love people, but I have,
I have a
money to
job.
earn. I have a job. I
Yeah.
don't love you right now. You're not making me love you. I'm just like, could you get out of my way, please? I'm like, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And it was wall to wall hippies.
Right.
I mean, I respect people that like love everybody and stuff, but not when I have to go to work and I'm like 20 minutes late.
That's how I watched a video, and it was something about like protesters, and I think we all maybe didn't see this.
No,
on the
I haven't
internet.
seen it.
So this guy, essentially, it looks like he's like a nurse or a doctor, not a doctor, but like he's in scrubs. Mm-hmm. And he just like grabs it and just like throws it over a wall, from the people, like they were holding it across the walkway.
Oh, wow.
And like so they were stopping traffic, and he's like, just grabs it, throws it, and he's like, get the hell out of the way or something like that.
Nice.
Like he's just not playing it, you know, like, okay, that's cool, we can play your game, or we can do this. And
Right.
He just like totally handled it.
No, I need to find that. That sounds funny.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it just, like, I totally understand. I'm not, like, a big fan of certain things. I'm not a big fan of the president. I'm not a big fan. But I'm not going to go throw a flaming brick into somebody's building who is. My older
Right.
brother loves Trump. I'm not really a big fan of him, but it's just, I don't make fun of him. I don't tell him that he's a Nazi or anything like that. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
Lonnie, pat. Like,
Right.
like, I'm just like, oh, Lonnie. But it's just, I love my brother still, like, just because he likes one thing and I don't. It's just like, I like peanut butter and jelly and one person likes, like, mayonnaise
Yeah.
and sardines, you know what I mean?
Right.
I really hope they don't like mayonnaise and sardines, but, you know.
See, and I think that's the coolest part about America, right?
Yeah.
Is that we can do that.
Yeah.
Like we have that space to do things exactly like what you said. It doesn't mean we have to hate somebody.
No, I don't hate anybody that likes Trump, but I don't hate anybody that liked Hillary. I don't hate anybody. That's just your opinion. I personally am not going to vote, but that's my right.
Right.
Like, I know a lot of people fought for the right to like vote, but it is also my right not to vote.
Not to vote.
And I don't really like the candidates. I don't see anything. I don't see one way or the other. So I was just like, you know what? I'll stay home and eat cake.
Right.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
just
what
like,
it
nah.
is. Yeah, do
But
your thing.
it just, I mean, come on, we live in a world where people think that the earth is flat.
Hey, it might be.
No.
It may or may not be. We don't know.
It's just I watch this one guy on YouTube and he always says like God's green flat earth.
Green
So
flat
yeah,
earth.
so anytime like somebody gets really mad, I'm like, what in God's green flat earth is going
Going
on?
on
And they're like, what? And I was like,
Right.
just made you look.
Yeah. It was, and the other thing is, it's like, have we traveled to the end of the earth?
No.
Do we know?
No, not really.
We
Maybe,
don't.
but it's just I don't know. I just believe the earth is
It's-
rounded. But I get it.
It's interesting that like it turned into like such a big thing.
It really did. I'm like, if you believe the earth is flat, that's great, but don't like boof, boof, boof.
Right.
Don't,
Yeah.
like it's okay. If you want to believe the earth is a bowl and water is like ice coming from the I don't but as long as you're happy and that's all that matters and you're not throwing flaming bricks in people's houses.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people get really mean and violent, like the protesting in Portland. Like I collect these little guys called calico critters. Don't judge.
Okay.
They're like little tiny, like I like taking diorama pictures of them, like in their
Gotcha.
little adventures. And I really wanted to get this little mole on a Vespa selling pizza. Yeah, this is a thing.
Right,
and
right.
I really wanted my pizza selling mole. And I couldn't go into Portland because Finnegan's, the toy store in Portland, was selling him. And I really wanted him. And unfortunately, I couldn't go after work because they were having that huge protest. And I just didn't want to risk it.
Do you remember what they were protesting?
I don't. Some like 3 big groups were like something like, I don't remember. It was a while back.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't remember exactly what they were protesting. Just they were protesting for protesting.
See, all I know is that like when we went to Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
hey, when did we go to Georgia?
2015.
So we do that, then we come back like 2 years later, 17. And from 15 to 17, huge drastic change downtown.
Yeah.
Completely different place. Like
Yeah.
it was like going from this upbeat place that it used to be to all of a sudden now it's like this dark place that you don't want to be part of.
It's
like
sad.
you're like, whoa, I don't even want to be down here.
It's just that's not my
know.
Portland. My Portland was like you can take your kids to an ice cream, or you got to watch what was it? Jaws on like buildings and
Yeah.
like I remember stuff like this. Like my cousin and I used to like love going in. They used to live in Portland,
Right.
and my cousin Ashley and I used to just go all over the place. Like, hey, look, Baskin Robbins, okay. But
Right.
it's just I miss stuff like that. I missed. Yeah, sometimes you get like a goober on his like soapbox and
Right.
protesting and like about gay rights and things like that. But we're just like, you know what? Ice cream's more important.
Right.
But now I don't like going into, I mean, no offense, I love Portland, but it's just, I'm so afraid of going into Portland, A, because there's too much violence, B, there's too much homeless, no offense,
Right.
yeah. It's just, and C, I'm afraid of going there.
Right.
It's just, I'm afraid. Like, Portland now is like, you better suit up for violence because it's just kind of scary to go in now. It's kind of sad.
I think that it's, at least I feel like we're, you know how like sometimes things go in like this up down pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like right now we're kind of getting back to a place where you feel like, maybe I can go downtown Portland.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I can go experience, jazz music tonight, or I can go and, go down to Rock Bottom and eat, or, I can go experience these things. I don't know if we're at a place yet where it's like, oh, let's take the Max downtown.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I know that a while ago people used to jump on the Max out in Hillsboro, and then they would ride it down to come watch the tree lighting.
Yeah.
And things like that. And I imagine that there's people that still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't experienced it here lately, so I can't say for certain.
We were supposed to go to a tree lighting a long time ago, but this was a long time ago. This was like 9 years ago. Somebody was gonna do like some like a bomb or something down there.
Right.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. But we missed the tree lighting because it was too cold, and we were staying at my husband's dad's house for I think for Christmas or something. And I really wanted to see the tree lighting ceremony, but we missed it. So I was like, forget it. But yeah, no, he was trying to like set a bomb or something, and the cops already knew about it, so they gave him like wrong stuff or something.
Right.
So when he tried to detonate it, they were like, okay, come with us. Like, you gotta go now. Yeah, you're just like, gotta go.
Nice try, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think they were just trying to catch him in the act. But yeah, he went to jail for life for that. But this was like I said, this was a long time ago. This was like 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So 9 years ago, that's like, so after 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11 was like, I was 16 when that happened. I'm 34 now.
Yeah, so after 9/11 sometime. Yeah. Yeah, things got different.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, you could literally leave your doors unlocked. I lived in North Plains.
And it was fine.
Oh, it was great. I mean, mind you, it's a truck stop, but when I was a kid.
I feel like my sister still does that, though. She still does that at my house when she comes around. She's just like, it's fine. And I'm like, whoa.
Click.
And it's not that I think that anybody's going to, like, come in and cause us any harm. It's just that I think that, I don't know, keeping honest people honest.
Yeah. Like, you feel more safer behind a little click of a piece of metal in your door.
Yeah.
Like, you have, like, sometimes when I'm home by myself, that small click of a metal in your door is, like, from having a panic attack. Yeah. Like, I can take a shower by myself. I can watch TV by myself. I don't have to fear to the fact that somebody's going to bust in my house and, like, do something stupid. Like, hey, I want your Xbox.
I feel like us watching Hollywood could have did that too.
Yeah, that's true. No. I totally agree.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have friends who have experienced, people coming in and killing their partner.
Oh no.
Because of pills.
Oh, that's sad.
That their partner had subscribed to them, and that's here locally had happened. So I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but in that situation,
yeah,
the guy had something that they wanted.
Right.
And I think that people will do a lot of interesting things when it comes to their wants or what they believe they need. They will go out and do extreme activities.
I mean, look at the guy who punched me in the face. He was so headstrong on, like, attacking somebody. He literally pushed the lady that I was helping, like, out of the way. And well, when there was a gentleman, he was actually from Texas. I think they called him Tex or something, very cliche. All my witnesses. So the little lady that I was helping, her older daughter, this like short beardish man with bald head, super nice guy, comes in all the time. and this like lawyer-looking gentleman were all my witnesses, and it was really funny. And so we're all sitting there, and I'm just kind of like making like laugh out of it. I'm like, at least I can take it on the chin,
Right.
and everybody's like, no, you need to take this serious. I am taking it serious.
Right.
Like, I try to turn things into a joke. Like, if you
Right.
can't laugh at a situation, then life sucks. Like, it really
Right.
does. Like,
Capiche.
yeah,
I agree.
it just, why fear the unknown when I used to be super scared after the accident. I mean, people kept telling me to get over it, but you hide in your house. It really, like, I turned into like Jimmy Stewart. There's somebody like getting killed over there. There's nothing happening.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm like, maybe I should stop watching TV. But my husband bought me the newest God of War game and Monster Hunter. I beat God of War in 3 days.
Dude, God of War has beautiful scenes.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love that movie. I love that game.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I love that movie. I love that game. It is so pretty.
So
It's
pretty,
such.
the
It's oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. And I like how you can throw your axe and like boop, got
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally like I had nothing to do, and I was so scared of leaving my apartment. I just literally beat this game in 3 days
Right.
on like medium.
Just add it.
Yep.
Playing.
Yeah, just like do 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 do, and it's just, and then Monster Hunter, I played that, and I'm just like, you need to get out of the house. You really need to get out of this house.
Time to get out of the
Yeah,
house.
you really need to get out. So I started getting out and started getting materials to make. I have a kitty cat doll and a bat doll, and I started making them clothes. And then all of a sudden I started making these guys, and it's just, these are way more fun to make because it's kind of cool to see what you can actually make.
Create.
Like, you don't know what they're going to look like until they're completely done.
Right.
I've never made a male version of these. Well, okay, I made one, but hobo, little hobo. But mostly every single one of them
hobo.
is usually a female
Right.
because their outfits are really big and poofy.
Right.
I had to design their costumes around them. I had to design their little hats around them. I had to like her hat sewn on her head because I didn't want, because it was too heavy, because the little bauble on her hat was just too heavy. So I just sewed it on.
Well, I'm excited to see the Feltlings come to life,
Yeah,
and thank you for coming on the show
sure.
and chatting with us and sharing your story, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I agree that we need happiness and we need love and not all that peace and hippie love. I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Who are we to judge everyone, you know? Americans, too. No, here we go again.
No.
The camera. But anyhow, yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
Sure.
And I look forward to seeing you on the show maybe in the future.
Yeah,
When
absolutely.
we have the products completely there and through. People can check you out at Fred Meyers, would you say?
Yeah.
Or on your Facebook.
Yeah, my Facebook is Lisa Sealing.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
like-
the ceiling.
Seeling.
Okay, you can check her out and find her Feltlings on there. Hey, one of these. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to all of our watchers, viewers, and all that? You have this platform. Let them know how you feel.
Scared.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm a poop.
That's
No, just if you guys want, or if anybody would like one, just contact me and just tell me what material you want out of them, what they want to look like. I even make wings for them. That's really easy. I draw, not to toot my own horn, but to toot. I draw like monsters and dragons and stuff. So that's why I did their little hands, like boop.
right.
Like I drew all of their pattern, drew all of everything for out of them. So if you want a different color, different size, different anything, I can always just make a new one. I prefer making them because then I can just and I charge $30 for them.
Okay.
So yep, just $30. I even sold 2 of them like 2 days before Halloween. I sold 2 of them and I was just like $60. I'm going to get coffee. So that was my coffee for the week.
All right. Well, we're out of here, folks. Keep rocking the free world, and yeah, that's about it. Hey, later, Lisa.
Thank you.
That's it. That's it, guys, girls, gals, people.